This motherfucker has a 3, 2, 1 countdown. All right.
Going live.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Kast.
The Kast.
And today we're going to kind of give you a smorgasbord of news.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on lately.
Yeah, a lot of things happening in the tech world, in the video game industry, all over.
Yep.
So the first thing I wanted to discuss was probably one of the more recent things that I heard about, which was this YouTube streamer, this idiot that had the Nintendo Switch, allegedly. Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And he went off on his YouTube channel and started showing it off, and his girlfriend was in the background like, oh, I'm gonna get sued. Yeah. Nintendo, what the hell? Like, I know, you know, test units go out to different people to get their feedback, and that's all well and good. But I mean, I guess not so much Nintendo, but this YouTuber, man. You're an idiot.
Complete moron.
You know, unless this was something that was set up by Nintendo, which doesn't seem like their style.
No.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty idiotic.
Yeah.
You know, if you get your hands on a test console and they're like, hey, tell me what you think about it, I'm pretty sure there's some kind of legal documentation that you've signed. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you probably will get sued.
And not even just that. Like, you just eliminated testing anything going forward because no one's going to trust you. Like, your credibility is shot.
Pretty much. Down the drain. Oh, well. Nintendo, send me a Switch. Send us Switches.
Oh, yeah.
I'll test them out for you.
I'd love to put it through the paces.
Now, keeping on the topic of the Switch, you brought up something interesting with the processor.
Ah, yes. There was an interview that was done. I think VentureBeat did the interview.
Okay.
In it, they had an interview with NVIDIA, and NVIDIA stated that the way that the Tegra chip that's inside of the Switch is set up and designed, the architecture of it is similar to that's in the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Which essentially means that porting over games from those consoles shouldn't be too tough, especially since you're down-resing them, not up-resing, and all that stuff. You brought up an interesting point.
This is the thing. There's a rumor floating around that the Switch is going to cost $199. And at $199, being able to play games that are on your PS4 or Xbox One is an incredible value. And that's why I don't see it happening. You're paying $400 respectively for either console, the PS4 or the Xbox One, and you're getting games like Battlefield 1 and Titanfall and Watch Dogs 2,
Uncharted,
Gears, and these games are gorgeous, and a lot of them are upscaled to 4K or, you know, resolutions of that nature. Yeah. And if you're porting them over, just the sheer size of the games, I could only imagine there's something's going to be lost in translation going over to the Switch. And I don't see everything being ported, because there's another report. Capcom, was it Capcom or was it Square Enix? I think it was, actually, who were saying that they have doubts about the Switch.
I think that'd be Square Enix.
Yeah.
Sounds more like them.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to downplay the Switch. I'm not trying to bash it, because I don't have one. I'm not that idiotic YouTuber who had one and probably ruined his chances. But what I am saying is, just based off of Nintendo's track record and based off of what we know about the console and what we've seen, until January, I think, when they fully give us a good look at it, because we
Yeah.
haven't seen anything running on the Switch hardware. Because everything that was in that promotional video, that release video, or that teaser video, whatever you want to call it, was placed there post production, right?
The magic of CGI.
So I don't know if it's going to be possible to get a Titanfall 2 running on it at full spec. Let me be clear with that. Because again, remember, it's kind of been confirmed that the screen's a 720p touch panel.
Yeah.
LCD touch panel.
Yeah.
So right there, that kind of works. To me, the way my mind thinks, that works against this whole, oh yeah, you can port over games very easily.
But, I mean, in my eyes, you should
Mhm.
still be able to get your 2Ks. Because think about it. Just last console generation, we were 1080p, 720 in there.
Yeah, but look at how did that hold back this generation? Because we both had this discussion about it.
Yeah.
With in reference to the PS3 and 360 with Black Ops 3 even. Like,
Yeah.
how much better could this game have been if it
They
wasn't held
weren't-
back with the last gen
Yeah.
version? You know, even if you make the game with next gen in mind, next gen meaning current gen, you still have to be able to give last console generation cycle a decent version of the game that will run.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That is true. But there's another reason to be optimistic about this
Mhm.
type of news, because that does mean that potentially
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo can actually get some really great exclusives.
Yes.
You know, like they can get maybe the next. I'm not gonna say that because they're
Say
not
it.
gonna get it. I was gonna say like something like The Last of Us that'll surprise you. Because I mean, you gotta remember, everyone loves that one Resident Evil that came out on GameCube,
Resident
and that
Evil
was
4.
such an underpowered console.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so I mean, they can get a great game coming out of there that's not from Nintendo's studios.
100%.
So I think that's something to be optimistic about.
I'll see it when I believe it. I'll see it when I believe it. Nintendo to me has kind of started going to the wayside with the third party titles, and hopefully, I mean, the Switch has garnered a lot of attention from a lot of people, and apparently they have a lot of third party support from like Ubisoft and stuff, Capcom.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see, you know, don't just give me like Bayonetta 3 and say, hey, Nintendo Switch exclusive.
Yeah, no, we
Give me
need something fresh.
Yeah, give me some with some substance, you know.
But I mean, again, the two studios are fused, their console and their handheld department, and their handheld has amazing exclusives.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's something to think about, because that'll entice more third-party companies to...
even though oddly enough they say that the God damn it, I lost my train of thought.
What, the Game Boy?
The DS is not dead. There could be another iteration. So, but anyway.
Oh, to put more Nintendo news out there. Yeah, remember that game we all thought was kind of dead?
Which one? There's tons of Nintendo titles that we think are dead.
The most recent one that had the world in a
Pokemon
storm.
Go?
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently they're coming out with an update.
Mm-hmm.
PvP is going to be in it.
I'm still not
You're going to
download
be
it.
able to trade now and all types. I mean, it's too little, too late.
That's something that should have been in there from the jump.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, that's a great addition for anyone who's still playing it, or for anyone who's a Pokemon fan like that.
Yeah.
But it's, for me, it had its time. I wasn't a huge Pokemon fan to begin with, and I went and I tried it. This is cool, but
Yeah. It's just too little, too late
yeah.
for me. But I mean, who knows? It could be the revival. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, there's a few guys that we both know that'll jump all over it.
Oh,
I'm sure, but
yeah.
you know, not my thing. But still, bravo.
Yep.
For, you know, they're keeping it up to date.
And then there's that awful idea of a $10 Mario Run game.
Oh yeah, on iOS. I'm very honest with you. At $10, I don't think I would buy that unless it's like a full-fledged 12 worlds Mario game.
You're running though. Like it's not Mario. It's
I
a
know,
runner game.
but
so
we'll have to see how they implement it, because the way I see it is it's side scrolling. You're running. You can still jump and hit coins by tapping on the screen. And if they have it split where like one half of the screen is like your power up and the other half is like jump or something, it could work. But $10, you're right, is kind of steep for a mobile game.
$10 is crazy.
I don't think I've ever paid more than $2 for anything on my mobile platform.
I paid $4, and that was for a full version of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I still have that in my wish list. When it drops to $2, then I'll think about picking it up. The Sony PlayStation 4 Pro is selling hand over foot, at least in the UK.
Who would have thought?
I'm not sure what the sales are looking like in the US, but I think they said tripled the sales since launch of the PlayStation as a whole.
Not bad, Sony, not bad.
Yeah, and from everything that I've read about it, everything that I've seen, every article that I've read, everyone is saying it's a great console if you don't have a PS4 already, and
or if
you have a 4K TV.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it's like,
there's no need to go out and rush to get it.
Right. And, I mean, for me,
we're getting it.
I'm going to get it.
We're going to
get it, yeah. I'm going to trade in my PS4. I'm going to get a Pro because why not? Yeah, I think it's a cool console,
I want to experience it.
Yeah.
That's my novelty. I want to experience it, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of want to experience VR. I don't see that happening anytime soon because
next Black Friday probably when it's on sale.
Yeah, I mean it's just $400. Am I gonna buy the VR? Or am I gonna buy a Pro? I'm gonna buy a Pro.
Of course.
Yeah.
Really quick, since we're speaking about
games,
consoles that are being revamped or whatever. Had a conversation on Facebook the other day, 2 days ago, I believe it was. Started talking about the Project Scorpio, and I just wanted to touch on this really quick.
Okay.
All right. The Project Scorpio, in my mind, could potentially be an awesome console, and it could potentially be the next step that's needed to kind of push both Sony and Microsoft to being a little bit closer to giving you the kind of quality and graphical fidelity that you would get out of your PC games, like a higher end PC.
Yeah.
But then with that along comes a price. So I posted an article. I forget what the source was. I'll link it when I get to the editing of the video. But it was Phil Spencer, who's the head of the Xbox department, and he said that the Scorpio is coming along well. It's going to be a premium product for a high-end consumer.
So premium price tag.
Yes, and he also stated that it will cost more than an Xbox One S, which the top tier One S right now sits at about $450. Okay, give or take. I could be wrong. About $400, $450. So in my eyes, that puts it in the $500 to $600, even maybe $700 range.
Okay.
Keeping in mind, and this is going to get kind of tech jargon heavy, he said that this is going to give you true 4K. All right. So if you were to build a gaming PC equivalent to what we know about the Scorpio, or what we can assume, you'd be spending around the $500-$600 mark.
Yeah.
And that's with finding bargain parts for some things.
Okay.
Skimming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're saying it's going to have like a 1070, a GTX 1070.
Which is...
That alone, the graphics card alone in that console is going to be $500. Yeah. That's how much a 1070 costs, right? Yeah. About $500?
Yeah.
So, now, the question, the discussion that came from me posting this article, I had a friend who said, well, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll bring, the Xbox and console gaming closer to PC and blah, blah, blah. And I said, yes, I agree. But why buy an Xbox? What do you mean? Well, if I can go out comparably and build a gaming PC, right, for roughly the same price, or maybe even a little bit less.
Yeah.
Okay, depending on if I get certain parts on sale, my processor, my RAM, things like that. not only am I going to be able to play Microsoft's first-party titles because of this Play Everywhere thing initiative, which is a good and a bad. So like your Gears of War, Halo, Forza, anything first-party out of Microsoft Studios or any of their companies affiliated with them, I can play it on my gaming PC, running at true 4K. If I decide to go out and buy a 4K monitor or hook it up to my TV.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention third-party titles that release on PC. So like your Titanfalls, your Call of Duties, your Battlefields. Plus,
PC
Steam
exclusive.
library and all the PC exclusives.
Yeah.
Why buy an Xbox Scorpio? That's my question. It's not like with the PlayStation 4 Pro, where if you want to play Uncharted or Killzone or Horizon Zero Dawn, you have to buy a PlayStation 4 because it's that console's exclusive. That's where I think Microsoft is shooting themselves in the foot. I want to be wrong because I want the Scorpio to succeed, but just buy a gaming PC. That's
that was my argument too. Is just the pricing point.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I'm a huge fan of anything modular. I think that's the way of the future for everything.
That's another thing. If this thing is going to be modular, that's all. Then you're defeating the purpose of what a gaming console is.
And that's true. But it can still keep up with it in a sense because, and here was my argument.
Okay.
When you buy a console, right? That console is supposed to run the same from day one till
year 7,
year
8,
10.
9. Right.
Yeah, the exact same every time you turn it on. It's guaranteed to work.
Yep.
Right? PC, not necessarily. After a while, those parts are going to wear down. You overclock them. You can do all this stuff. You can't do that on a console.
Correct.
But it's okay. Life expectancy. Right? I don't see... I still see that console market being there just because of that. The
modular aspect?
Well, not even with the modular aspect. Just the aspect of the idea of a console. I take it out the box. I plug it in. Couple little plugs. It's going to work the exact same way every time I turn it on. So
now let's talk entry point then. Say they decide to make the Scorpio a modular console. So out of the box you're paying $500.
Okay.
That's the lowest it can possibly be priced at, right? So $500 for the Scorpio.
Before taxes, yes, go ahead.
So it's modular, right? So now say it has the equivalent of, I don't think they'll do like anything with the graphics
full
card.
Modular, yeah.
So like hard drive. Okay, you can swap that in and out. You can do that on your PS4. RAM. Okay. So you can go, you can swap your RAM in and out depending on the size and what you want to do. I'm thinking, because this is Microsoft pricing it for a proprietary piece of hardware, $50. Okay. Elite controllers, which are already modular. What else are they going to add that can be modular? That's my point. It makes no sense whatsoever to make the Scorpio modular. None whatsoever. Give me a base console. If you're going to release this thing and you're saying it's premium high end, just max it out of the gate. Just say, here is the console. It has 16 gigs of RAM, 1070 equivalent graphics processing unit. It's running equivalent to an i5 5800K. All right, like, and you know you're getting 3.2 hertz out of the processor and blah blah blah. Just do that. Just do that out of the gate.
Okay.
Don't give me a base model and say, well, if you really wanted the full experience, you have to spend another $200. You know what I mean? Max it out of the gate. At least if you're gonna rate me, just do it up. Just get to it. Don't beat around the bush. Don't tease me with it. I'm already set up. I got, you know.
All right. But then the other question is, who is this for?
He said the high-end customer.
But the high-end customer is the guy who has a high-end PC or has the ability to go out and make or buy one.
And that's my point. Why buy an Xbox Scorpio when I can just go and build a PC? And yes, the argument can be made. Not everyone knows how to build a PC, and some people might go in not knowing and just buy the highest priced item.
Yeah.
Guess what? You have sites like PC Part Picker. You have multiple websites that you can visit on YouTube on the internet itself that will tell you that you don't need to spend $1,000 to have a high-end gaming machine.
Yeah.
There is no reason, unless you're a complete idiot and you're just like, I'm gonna buy a gaming PC, I got $2,000 to burn, here you go, and just buy whatever. You have to be a moron to go. You have to be a moron to go out and say, here's $1,000 because I don't know what I'm doing, just do it for me, instead of putting some kind of the age that we live in now. This is a consumer. This is a consumerist nation that we're in. Research is done on everything from your cell phones to your sneakers to
you would be
everything.
very, very, very surprised.
I guess.
How many people still going out and bought the different Mac products that are still using tech from like 4 years ago? Because it was
but
the 2016 model.
I would like to believe that gamers
have more
common sense than
Nah.
the average consumer who's going to go out there and just buy.
Here's my rebuttal to that.
Mm-hmm.
When Rockstar stated that they build their DLC before they finish the game, and everyone went crazy. What? They're charging me for stuff that is already done and blah blah blah. Not one gamer stood up aside from me and said, "Why don't we just not buy it? They'll give it to us for free." They don't want to work and just have the work sit there and do nothing with it. Like they'll give it to us for free and they'll stop doing it.
Right.
Nope. The rebuttal I always got was, well, I have to buy it. I mean, it's there. I got to play it. Like, I can't not play it. And that's how gamers are.
Yes.
Right? When they were upset about the Xbox One pricing. Oh my God, $500? I'm not going to buy that. The next day, pre-orders out the ass. Sorry. But still.
Not really. I worked at
people were still
GameStop at that time.
I remember.
People were pre-ordering. And if I could be wrong,
But
but if
Gears,
I remember,
Halo, all those guys, they were like.
If I remember, we had, I want to say maybe in the 20s, 30s, it could be in the 40 range pre-orders for Xbox Ones, like 150 PS4 pre-orders.
We're not arguing that. I'm just saying the stupidity of people. Like,
yeah, it's like,
what you're complaining about, and
this is my brand. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like you're still gonna go out and do it because there's that mentality of, well, I like doing this. I want to do this. I'm gonna do it. But you justify it as something is more than that.
I just hope. I'm really hoping that the Scorpio is like the console to end all not end all consoles, but you know what I mean?
One to trump everything. Like the one to
the one to build a wall around everything.
The one to step up and you know, shake up the industry a little. That'd be nice. It would be. But
execution is key.
Execution is key. And I just based on past experiences, I feel like Microsoft is gonna shit the bed.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have a great moment to do something big and the wrong.
Listen, I have friends at work who are Xbox guys, and we've had many conversations about the Scorpio, and they're like, it's pointless. They've told me straight up, it's like after we've sat and talked and discussed everything, it's like they say the same thing. I'll just build a gaming PC. And these are guys who aren't like super tech heavy, you know what I mean? Like, just, all right, I'll find a video on YouTube, how to build a gaming PC, and you have guys like, what's his name?
Linus.
Bitwit?
Oh, Bitwit, Linus. Jay's 2 cents. Or Jay's 2 cents.
All these guys will pop up and they have videos, countless videos of them doing builds.
Yeah.
And they have cheap builds and they have expensive builds and they have builds for specifically for 4K and specifically for VR.
They have builds that are just for if you want a console killer.
Yeah, and
like,
those are the guys I reference whenever I have a question about something with computers.
Same here.
Why can't everyone else do that? You know what I mean? And it's once we get to that stage, I think honestly we're going to see a boom in PC gaming. Well, I really think so.
I'll tell you what. I'll be building PCs next year. Scorpio Grade, if you want to know, just come my way. I think a lot of kids should jump on that too. High school guys, send me a cut though.
Build a
Scorpio
killer.
Yeah, I want my 20%. putting the idea out there, but easy way to make some money.
Yeah. All right, so we've given Microsoft enough time.
Yeah.
We've talked about Sony for a little bit. We talked
Nintendo.
I want to really quickly touch on upcoming game. End of this month, November. The 29th, I think. Either 26th or the 29th. Somewhere around there. Game that we've been anticipating for almost a decade, if not a little bit more. Game that I can't wait to get my hands on because I am an RPG fanatic.
Yes.
There haven't been any really standout, fantastic JRPGs this console cycle.
Yeah.
And if anyone tells me, because anyone that says Final Fantasy 13 was good,
you're smoking something.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15. I don't think I anticipated Titanfall 2. I love it. I still play it almost every day. I anticipated Black Ops 3 when that came out. Loved it for the time I played it. Played it almost every day.
Yep.
Same thing with God of Wars and Uncharted 4 and blah, blah, blah. What's different about Final Fantasy 15? You're immersed into a world, an entire culture that's been set up with a story that goes from A to B, with characters that you develop, you follow, and you grow attached to. Deep combat system, lore out the ass, and it's something that you can. They're saying that you can spend like 100 hours in this game, if not a little bit more. Take for instance a game like Skyrim. When I first played it originally on PS3, I put 200 hours into that game, and I still to this day have not beat it. That was all side quest.
Yeah.
So the way they're saying that, Final Fantasy 15, you're gonna have all these side quests and all these other things you can do, plus the DLCs that are gonna be coming out. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's on my list. I'm trying not to think about it too much. The lore. That's what gets me about Final Fantasies, are the lore. Right? So I'm eager to see how they do that, how they paint this world for us.
I mean, the fact that they gave you a taste of it with
the anime and the movie. Yeah. I'm just hoping. Fingers crossed, it's not another 13.
Better not be another 13.
13 felt kind of like I was being forced into this world.
Yeah.
And I don't like that at all.
No.
And then it was just too much trying to be 7 and you're not. Yeah.
7 remake, hopefully we get that at the end of next year, at least the first part of it, because they're breaking it up. But so I want to thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Kast.
Yeah.
And we'll be back again with more topics, news, conversations, and witty banter.
Yep.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comments. Tell your friends about us.
Wear some t-shirts that just say the Kast.
Word. We're trying to be your neighborhood podcasters, vidcasters, vloggers, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever
jargon you want to use.
Just those nerds.
Peace.
Peace.